You know, we often think of laughter as just fun. But what if it's more? What if it's actually a form of medicine? Today, we're going to dig into the science of therapeutic humor. Yeah, you heard that right. We'll see just how powerful a simple chuckle can be for our minds.
Okay, let me ask you something. When was the last time you had one of those laughs, the kind I'm talking about? The one that makes your stomach hurt, you can't breathe, and you've got actual tears streaming down your face. Just think about that feeling for a sec.
It's honestly one of the best feelings in the world, right? But what if it's also one of the best medicines out there? We're going to explore exactly that, how that incredible feeling, when we use it the right way, can be a serious tool for our well-being.
All right, so here's our game plan. First, we'll look at humor as more than just a laugh. Then we'll nail down what therapeutic humor actually is. We'll get into the science of how it heals, see it in action in the therapy room, and finally, talk about how you can find your own laughing place. Let's get started.
All right, first up, more than just a laugh.
Look, we all know laughter feels good. That's a given. But what we're exploring today goes way deeper. We're exploring how humor can be used as a precision tool, something you can intentionally use to boost your well-being. It's not just about a fleeting happy moment. It's a real technique.
Okay, so that brings us to the big question. What is therapeutic humor? What's the magic ingredient that turns a simple joke into something that can actually help someone heal? Let's break it down.
So here's the official definition. Therapeutic humor is the purposeful and intentional use of humor specifically designed to benefit the receiver. And the key words there are purposeful and intentional. This isn't just a random joke that lands well. It's humor with a very clear mission, to help the person hearing it. And it's built on these core qualities. It's not enough to just be funny. The humor has to be purposeful, intentional, and, believe it or not, skilled. But just as important, it has to be empathetic and accepting. It's all about creating a safe, caring connection.
So the difference is all about intent. Think about it. A lot of everyday humor might just be for our own amusement, right? Sometimes it can even be a little hostile, a bit of a jab. But therapeutic humor? It's always for the other person's benefit. It's about building them up, not tearing them down. That simple shift in intent, well, it changes everything.
You know, it's funny. Humor isn't just one single thing. It's actually a whole experience with 4 different parts to it. You've got laughter, which is the physical part, that belly laugh we were talking about. Then there's mirth. That's the feeling, the actual emotion of joy. Wit is the smart part, the cognitive click when your brain gets the joke. And then, my favorite, relational fusion. That's the social glue, that incredible bond you feel when you're laughing with someone. It's the whole package.
Okay, so now we know what it is, but how does it work? Let's dive into Section 3, How Humor Heals. This is where it gets really fascinating.
The cool thing about humor is that it doesn't just work on one part of you. It's like a wave that washes over your entire system. It hits your feelings and emotions, of course, but it also changes your thoughts, your actual physiology and biochemistry, your behaviors, and it strengthens your social bonds. It's a total, full-body experience.
And this right here is the absolute key to the whole thing. This quote from Dr. Steve Sultanoff says it all. The experience of humor and distressing emotions cannot occupy the same psychological space. Just let that sink in. Your brain literally can't hold genuine joy and intense anxiety at the exact same time. One has to push the other out.
So to put it really simply, humor is like a bouncer for your brain. When it shows up, it kicks out the negative stuff like sadness and anxiety. It just creates this mental space, even if it's just for a moment, where that distress literally can't hang out. So, this all sounds great in theory, right? But how does it actually play out in the real world? That brings us to Section 4, Humor in the Therapy Room. A good therapist isn't just cracking jokes to pass the time. They're using humor with 4 key goals in mind. First, to build that crucial trust and alliance. Second, to enhance communication, to get people to open up. Third, to help shift negative thinking patterns. And finally, to help manage those really tough, distressing emotions. It's a strategic tool.
Okay, let's look at a quick anecdote to see how this works. Picture this. A client is in a session and they're feeling totally overwhelmed by their hoarding. They say something like, "The downstairs is neat, but upstairs is a total mess. I just can't fit anything more into the apartment."
Now, the therapist could say a lot of things, but instead, they reply with this witty little question. How high are the ceilings? It's brilliant, right? It's not making fun of the problem. It's this gentle, clever way to break the tension, to just for a second shift the perspective away from despair and to do it without any judgment. That is therapeutic wit in action.
All right, so we've seen the science, we've seen it in practice. Now for our last section, let's bring it all home. Section 5, finding your laughing place. This is all about you.
I just love this. A sense of humor is the #1 survival skill. And it's so true, isn't it? In the crazy, stressful world we live in, being able to laugh isn't just a luxury. It's a core skill for survival, for being resilient.
And Dr. Seuss, of course, hit the nail on the head. He said, "I like nonsense. It wakes up the brain cells. It's a way of looking at life through the wrong end of a telescope." Sometimes that's exactly what we need, right? To just flip our perspective, embrace the absurd, and look at things from a totally new angle.
And this really brings it all together. This quote from Brer Rabbit says, "Everybody's got a laughing place. Trouble is, most folks won't take the time to look for it." That's the key takeaway here. This isn't some special gift only a few people have. We all have access to it. We just have to be willing to look for it. So I'll leave you with a question to chew on. How will you find your laughing place today? Maybe it's putting on your favorite comedy special. Maybe it's calling that one friend who always makes you crack up. Or maybe it's just finding the humor in some little frustrating thing that happens. What's one thing you're going to do to go find it?